Well, day 2 back on the court, getting ready for a nationally ranked Michigan team. Obviously was some meaning for me. I spent a lot of time there as an assistant coach and excited for an opportunity to have a chance to play the Wolverines again. Obviously, we took a trip there a couple years ago, played them at their place, and came out on the losing end. So looking for an opportunity to play a really good team on a neutral floor and see if we're up for the task.
Does that, your experiences at Michigan good and then at the end bad, still in the back of your mind, or have those sort of been flushed from the trip that you went there and there was some closure when you went to Ann Arbor?
No, I mean, yeah, obviously I went back in large part because Juwan Howard was coaching, and I recruited him there to Michigan, and now he's moved on back as an assistant in the NBA, and that's coaching. If you're going to be in coaching, you're going to work in a lot of different places. So Michigan was a stop along the way, had a lot of fun, a lot of success, won a national championship, played for 2 other national championships, and so a lot of fond memories of Ann Arbor and Michigan. But right now, they're all memories. This is getting ready to try to beat them in a competitive basketball environment, which will be a real challenge, but one I think we're up for.
Coach, when you look at Rappaport, who we saw a couple of years ago when he was at UAB, how has his game changed over the last 2 years?
It hasn't. He's just a dynamic player. It was when we played him in the NCAA 2 years ago. He scores at every level. He can shoot it. He can attack off the bounce. He can post up. But he's a really good playmaker, and that's what makes all good players great. Their ability to create for other teammates, and he has an ability to do that. He is a more than willing passer and a very good passer.
What are the challenges in general, just with their sheer size? When you take on a team with that much size, what kind of challenge does that present?
Yeah, I mean, obviously our biggest concerns are them in transition. They really run the ball aggressively, attack to the rim with athleticism and size, and then rebounding. You know, we know what it's going to be on the glass. They have size, strength, and a tenacity about them where they really attack the glass. So for us to have a chance to win the game, we're going to have to keep them out of transition and rebound the ball at a high level.
Coach, you guys are charter members of this event in Las Vegas, being the 2nd year. And a big reason we made the NCAA tournament last year was knocking off Houston and getting a couple of wins here, especially following the loss to Troy. How crucial is it that you guys do well and win at least a couple of games?
Yeah, regardless of what happened against Troy, this is an opportunity for us to play ranked teams that we normally have a tough time getting to play us. So we're grateful for the event, opportunity to play Michigan and Oregon, and then hopefully another really good team metrically where we can make up some ground in the preseason. That's why we play these games, opportunity to win games against really good teams. That's why we're playing Arizona and Phoenix. We don't dodge anybody, and we look forward to the opportunity. And whatever happens, we will continue the journey. I always say our season's always a journey, and I'd love to have been undefeated going in there, but we're not. So that's just a step on the journey, and the next step is Michigan on Monday.
Reese talked about the team needing to be more physical against Troy. Can we expect a more physical performance in the aspects of it?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we're going against a bigger, stronger team, so we're going to have to be physical to compete in the game. But, Troy, some of the stats, we out-rebounded them by 10. But there were some things physicality-wise where we should have been fronting the post. That's what we do when we switch a guard in the post. That didn't happen 3 times. And so there's some things that we know we're supposed to do and failed to do. And so I think that got their attention. Losing is not fatal unless you don't learn from it. So there's some things we learned about ourselves, what we need to do to make sure moving forward that we don't have a repeat performance where we lose games because we don't do what we're supposed to do.
Good played 28 minutes. How do you feel? How was he after the game? How's he felt? And going into next week?
I think he's doing good. I think it's just getting back into game shape. Like I said, the knee feels good. The knee didn't give him any problems at all. It's just the fatigue and now only playing 1 game since last February. And so I think he showed some fatigue. Yeah, he made plays and he put some points and rebounds up, but I don't think he's anywhere near what he needs to be as a player or will be as the season goes on.
Did you happen to see Troy's game last night against USC?
Yeah, crazy. I mean, for them to play 5 overtimes in 3 days is incredible. I don't know if that's ever happened. And USC, to their credit, made an incredible shot at the buzzer to beat them. But Troy's got a good team. I think we all know that. You know, yeah, are we disappointed we didn't win? Yeah, we're disappointed. But that's basketball. And that was a good team that beat us. The disappointing thing, they beat us on our home floor. So we have to learn from it. Give credit where credit is due. They've got a good team, and they're going to be a good team all season. But USC found that out, but they were able to escape with a win against them.
Let me also ask you about that. I'm sitting there rooting for the Trojans. I'm rooting for Troy. That in hopes it might help the Aztecs down the road. Do you have that same mindset when you're watching that you're rooting for Troy to get the win?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the metrics are always important, but I don't obsess with them because the only thing I can control is the performance of my team. So I'll worry about the metrics at the end of the year, not right now. It's a long season ahead of us, and we'll have opportunities to climb and fall in the rankings and the metrics, and I'm not prone to overreact to any of that because the only thing I control is my own team's performance at the end of the day.
Yeah, some of the Mountain West teams have lost what they call mind games, and a lot of emphasis is being placed on by the prognosticators. Your thoughts on how much emphasis is being put on these early games and there's such a long season ahead?
Yeah, I mean, they got to have something to talk about. So I give them credit for that. There's something to talk about. So, but like I said, I don't concern myself with it. You know, we have different ways to make the tournament. It's winning some of these games in Vegas or opportunity against Arizona in November, put ourselves in good position. If that doesn't happen, trying to play a strong Mountain West regular season. If that doesn't go the way we want, to win 3 or 4 games at the end of the year. So it's a long journey, and I don't get obsessed with one stop along the way.
You probably, when you played Lindenberg in the tournament, probably thought, well, thank goodness we'll never see this guy again. And there he is on Michigan's roster. What goes through your mind when you look at their roster, like, oh my gosh, there's Mara from UCLA, there's a guy from Alabama, there's a guy from North Carolina we played last year.
It looks like a really good roster that money had a lot to do with getting. You know, they got good NIL. They got a really good NIL, and when you got really good NIL, you can put a really talented roster together. But Dusty May, like any coach, will say, yeah, we have a talented roster, now can we be a talented team? And that's what he's trying to do, is get this talented roster to play up to their maximum potential as a team. And he'll do that. You know he will. He's a good coach. We've seen that in the past. So he's like all of us. He's on the journey trying to get his team to be its best.
How will J.O.'s role change when Magoon's back?
Well, obviously, Magoon back will limit J.O.'s minutes to a degree. You know, one more guy in the rotation. But J.O. has to continue to do what he's done. Shoot the ball from 3, be dangerous from 3, guard at a high level, continue to improve as a rebounder, and he'll do all those things because he's a mature kid that wants to win, and he will fill whatever role we need him to fill.
The last thing about Magoon, we saw him quite a bit at the 5 in that game. Is that something you look that we may see more of against certain teams?
It just depends on the performance. Yeah, Magoon has got versatility to play a power forward or the center position. So we used him at the center because we just felt we weren't getting enough rim protection. So we put him at the center position where he blocked 3 shots, and he's a rim protector. So you'll see that if I feel like we're not protecting the rim.